So you're probably wondering why I'm sitting here wearing sunglasses and a do-rag. I don't know. I'm just making a lot of videos today, and I thought a change of pace would be nice. We're going to take a look here at solving what's called a compound inequality. Now to do this, the thing we got to watch for is we're going to do something to three sides, the right side, the left side, and the middle. Now for that, I'm going to intro this with a movie clip. I'm not going to show it to you because there's some swearing in it. It's from a movie in the 1980s, very B-budget movie called Hot Dogs. And in that movie, I think that's the movie. I don't recommend seeing it. Don't go bother Googling it or anything. It's not worth saying, to be honest. But in that movie, basically it's about this good old boy from Idaho. He's a pretty good skier, and he's going to go out and start skiing in this international competition in Park City, Utah. Now, it's very stereotypical type of a movie. In that movie, you've got him, just a good old good guy. You've also got this brash-talking, fun-loving guy from New York, who turns out he's got all the quick wit. And, of course, you've got your villain from, like, Switzerland, the 5-time champion of whatever the fancy skiing competition was that they had. Well, in this one scene, the New York guy and the Idaho guy, they're going skiing down this middle of this hill, where the powder's really nice, it's great skiing practice, etc. The guy from Switzerland goes and he skis right across their skis. And the New York guys, of course, he gets all worked up. "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you skiing in here?" The Swedish Swiss guy, he says, "No, I do not ski over on the left side. I do not ski on the right side. I ski right down the middle. You do not ski down the middle. You go left or right." Well, the New York guy, not to be outdone, he says, "Well, you know what? You can kiss my not on the left side, not on the right side, but right down the middle." So my apologies if that offends you, but that's really going to help us on this problem as it turns out. So let's take a look. I've got -2 is less than -2x minus 1 over 3, which is less than 2. So the first thing that we're going to do, and hopefully you've picked up on this by now, is that when you deal with these, the very first thing, if there's a fraction, get rid of it. All right? So I'm going to multiply a fraction right here. Or a fraction, not a fraction. I'm going to multiply by a 3 right there. Now, remember what we said about the story. We are going, except this time we're going to multiply a 3 on the left side, on the right side, and right down the middle. Okay, that's where I'm making the tie-in from the movie to this. The 3's are going to drop like we want it to. Let's see what we have left. We've got a -6 is less than a -2x minus 1, which is less than 6. Now we're going to add a 1. That's my next step. On the left side, on the right side, and right down the middle. Okay, so I'm going to drop my -1s there. So now we're looking at -5, which is less than -2x, which is less than 7. Keep an eye, though. We're doing the opposite of that minus, okay? Final exam, I just got done grading for the term that just ended. A lot of people would try to make that a minus sign. They get tangled up on their signs, so be real conscious about your signs, okay? Next step, I'm going to divide by a -2 on the left side, on the right side, and right down the middle. That'll get rid of my -2. Notice I've got my x left over in the middle all by itself. That's what I wanted. Be careful. We're divided by a negative. I almost fell for it. That means we're going to switch both inequality signs, which makes sense. Because have I not switched my inequalities, then I would have been saying, oh yeah, 5/2 is less than x is less than -7/2. Yeah, and what planet would that happen, right? So, it's 5/2 is greater than x is greater than -7/2. Let me do this from smallest to greatest. So -7/2 is less than x is less than 5/2. By writing it like that, we can now write this answer using interval notation like this. Parentheses, -7/2, comma, 5/2, close parentheses. All right? And if you wanted to write this in interval notation, which I wouldn't, I like it, excuse me, if you wanted to write this using set builder notation as opposed to interval notation, which I don't recommend, it would have looked like this. The values of x such that -7/2 is less than x is less than 5/2. There's a time and the place for both interval and set builder. For right now, I would say the time is now for set builder or interval. The time is probably not now for our set builder. In some future video, I'll explain where that time would be. Yo, peace.